I teach, is this working?
Yes.
In the field of Christian Muslim studies in the Washington Theological Consortium, and was invited last month to a panel at the Al Dulles Area Muslim Society on the question of anti-Sharia initiatives in state legislatures. It was my education into the fear and apprehension coursing around the Islamic community at this time on this subject. And so off the top of my head, I made a suggestion that wasn't well considered. Maybe it wasn't even my place to make. But in the museum, I think it might be a place to test it. I said, what if in the reporting of all this, instead of Sharia, an alien word to English speakers with alien connotations, the press used the word Islamic ethics. Imam Mohammed Majid didn't like that idea very much. He said Sharia is part of our tradition, and we must not give up using the word that describes this ancient tradition. But the same thing applies when speaking of God. There's some benefit in some conversations for saying God and not Allah, because people associate odd things who are not Arab speakers or Muslim with the word Allah. So I'm asking a strategy question. I'm also asking a theological question. What about saying Muslim ethics instead of saying Sharia when we're discussing this controversy?
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. 50 years ago did not modify his language. He didn't come up with a different term for segregation or for lynching or for Jim Crow. And I see American Muslims today, 2012, as the civil rights struggle for this country. And it might be painful for some Americans to hear terms like Allah or Sharia, but it's also an opportunity to educate people and to sensitize people. Now I'm coming from a perspective. I mean, you want to look at persecution. Let's look at 2,000 years of persecution against the Jewish people. 2,000 years of subjugation, 2,000 years of coercion, 2,000 years where we experienced the Crusades, the Inquisition, pogroms, the Holocaust, but we never modified our language, no matter what the situation was. So it may be difficult for some Americans to accept. I do not see it as the obstacle. I see it as the opportunity to educate, to expand people's horizons, and to bring greater sensitivity to this very noble Islamic tradition.